Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sports live watch along of day 2 of the World Seniors Snooker Championship 2021. Thank you all for joining us. Hope you're well. Do get in touch on the live chat page. And of course, coming up for you is a dedicated live watch along for Jimmy White versus Tony Knowles in the opening round of the tournament. It all started yesterday at the Crucible with 4 matches. We've got 4 more matches that have happened today. 2 so far done this afternoon in the afternoon session. And of course, there's 2 going to be happening tonight as well. Let me just... Sorry, my camera's a bit out of sync with my mic again. Let me just change the camera. There we go. But yes, do get in touch, folks, on the live chat page. And really appreciate you all joining us. We're just ready for the players to come out. Rob Walker's doing the introductions. He's sitting on his own in the stands at the moment. Of course, there's nobody able to watch, no spectators allowed, sadly. Of course, the World Championship, the main World Championship that took place over the last 2 weeks was sadly just an experiment. So sadly, we're not able to witness fans in this Senior Championship. So let us know, folks, in the live chat page, who do you think is going to win, Jimmy White or Tony Knowles? And we've got a few messages in already. Peter Leone saying, can't wait to see you guys. I grew up watching all of the early greats. Of course, how old are you, Peter? Who's your favourite snooker player of all time? Gabby says, hey Gabby, how's it going? I will respond to your email. I've been meaning to, sorry. I always say I will do it and then I always forget to. Hey, Terry Patterson. He says, today we lost a big name in Northeast snooker. Stan Chambers, the game at grassroots level for more than 40 years, passed away this morning. Gary Wilson and Sam Craigie were both coached by Stan. Rest in peace. Yes, I did hear about that, Stan Chambers. A real sad day for snooker, but also for Dennis Taylor fans, because he officially announced retirement from the Seniors Tour. At the age of 72 after his match today where he lost 3 frames to 0, which he was just playing for a good laugh for him to enjoy it before he retired. So he announced it this afternoon after he lost. And yeah, real shame about Dennis Taylor, but it was, I think we knew for a while that he was probably going to call it quits. But he won that famous World Championship in 1985. So he'll be pretty much remembered for that final frame match against Steve Davis that went well into the night. Probably the most famous World Snooker Championship final of all time. They're interviewing Jimmy White at the moment, a pre-match interview that he did during the launch of the event a couple of nights ago. I don't know what you folks think of Jimmy White's haircut, but it's pretty bad. I'm not really sure what kind of haircut you'd call it, but if that floats his boat, then fair enough. I always think if Jimmy White wasn't a snooker player, he would have been a rock star. I don't know what instrument, but he just looks like a rock star. If you're new to the channel as well, folks, be sure to subscribe to Let's Talk Sport and give us a follow. Of course, all that pre-match stuff going on. You just want to see the snooker. We got a message from Mohammed saying, "Hi Jamie, how are you? I'm very well, Mohammed. How are you? It's Friday. Can't go wrong, can we?" I'm trying to remember, Mohammed. Where are you from again? I'm just trying to remember the bearings of some of you that are regulars to our live streams. He says Jimmy should win 3-1. Yeah, Jimmy White should. I wouldn't say it'll be a walkover, but he should win. And let's not forget, he was the champion when they played this last summer. He's won it for the last 2 years. So can he make it 3 in a row and get to Sunday's final and beat whoever he gets in the final? We shall see. But you do feel as though Ken Doherty or Stephen Hendry might be worth it, a shout for it, even though Stephen Hendry's snooker wasn't great yesterday, but he was against a 72-year-old Patsy Fagan. Tony Knowles just being interviewed. It looks as though it's a pre-recorded interview. Terry Patterson saying happy retirement, Dennis Taylor, hoping you will still be around in the commentary box. Yeah, let's hope so. He didn't say anything about excuse me. He didn't say anything about retiring from his broadcast duties for the BBC, at least, which let's hope not, because we love Dennis Taylor. Him and John Virgo and Miles are the best commentators in snooker. And for someone who's always watched BBC snooker since I got into snooker, they've pretty much been around since I can remember. So it'd be weird not to hear them commentate ever again. Rob Walker now doing the introductions. I should probably start these streams at 7:10 instead of the actual 7 o'clock, because we always remember that there's always pre-match stuff going on. Tony Knowles is wearing a fantastic waistcoat which matches the pattern of the bow tie as well. It's hard to really describe it, but it's like little squares. Green it looks like from what my eyes are telling me. Gabby asking me, Jamie, just wondering, is there going to be a live stream on Sunday for the Chelsea women's game? Probably not, actually, Gabby, because my mate Luke was going to do it, but he can't do it now because of work. And I can't find anyone that's free to do it, because annoyingly, I'm doing the F1 at the same time as the game, so sadly I won't be around for it. So both players are in, and we'll drop their things off on their seats. And let's not forget, folks, this is the best of 5 frames. Mohammed Alias says, I am from Birmingham, but in Pakistan on holiday. The weather must be a lot better in Pakistan and England, Mohammed. It's been hailstones over the last few days here in the UK. And I think it'll be Knowles that'll make the break to start off this match. Jimmy White sitting down at the moment with the classic black bow tie, black waistcoat, white shirt, classic of him for an evening session. And I think they've got a problem with one of the lights in the crucible, hence why the match has been paused before they start the frame. I mean, it looks fine to me. If anyone wanted to know, Tony Knowles originally is from Bolton, and his career highlight was winning 3 ranking events, 4 career titles, and his highest pro ranking was 2nd. Jamie Burgoyne says, Jamie, what's a good sports book to read? Actually, I did read a good book a few years ago, which I wouldn't mind rereading, which is quite motivating, and that's Ronnie O'Sullivan's book called Running. And it's basically about how running got him changing his mentality, because Ronnie O'Sullivan is known for having past depression, and his character's always been interesting in the snooker world, despite the fact that he's won so many titles. But he talks about in that book how running completely changed him, and he lives a lot healthier lifestyle now, and if anything, it's changed him for the better. He's still a interesting character, Ronnie O'Sullivan, and he always will be till the day he dies. But it's a good book, so I'd recommend that. Tony Knowles has just seen Jimmy White make the break. Doesn't leave anything for him. He'll hit one of the reds back into the pack and get the cue ball back to the top cushion on the right hand side near the green. The other two matches today where Ken Doherty won comfortably 3-0 and Dennis Taylor lost 3-0. Ken Doherty beat Joe Johnson by 3 frames to 0. I did watch some of that, and the match was done within an hour. So that's the problem with these best of fives. They can be really quick when it's one-sided, and Dennis Taylor losing 3-0 to Barry Pinchers. Oh, Jimmy White's missed a long shot there down the right-hand side. Gabby says that's all right. Might have a way to watch anyway. I mean, if anything changes, Gabby, feel free to always check the page on the day to see if we at all find someone to do it. But yeah, originally the plan was Luke to cover the game for us, but he sadly having to go into work. Mohammed Aliyas saying it's very hot in Pakistan. Whereabouts in Pakistan, Mohammed? Do let us know, folks. Don't be shy. Let us know on the live chat page where you're watching from tonight, and I'll give you a readout. And Tony Knowles has got the first point on the board by getting the red in the bottom left corner. Why don't some of you, if any of you know any good sport books, let us know in the live chat page to help Jamie Burgoyne out. But yeah, seriously, that Ronnie running one, I'd fully recommend it. It's a great book. Oh, Tony Knowles trying to go for the blue into the top right pocket. No good. Cash King. Hello, Cash King. Hope you're well. The King of Cash asking, what channel are you watching it on? I'm watching it on the BBC Sport website, but it's also available on BBC Red Button and BBC iPlayer, as BBC is showing all the matches. Jimmy Wright will play it safe and play it back to the cushion, the top cushion that is. Of course, Jimmy White these days, not just a snooker player still, but he's also one of the main pundits on Eurosport when they do their coverage for the snooker. Terry Patterson saying he's watching from Wallsend. Whereabouts is that, Terry? In England? I'm afraid my geography on Wallsend is not very... it's very bad, so I do apologise. Sunal Sharda saying, I am from India. How can I watch here? Have you tried the BBC Sport website? bbc.co.uk/sport. I believe it's on Matchroom as well. I might be wrong though. Maybe try them. I don't know if BBC's accessible in India, so I'm not sure, I'm afraid. Cash King says, okay, cheers, bud. You're very welcome, Cash King. And if you haven't, do subscribe to the channel. We appreciate your support. So Jimmy White, just got it in the red on the bottom right pocket, which he smashed it. And because of that, the red nearly, it went in and nearly went out, which is always a nightmare. But Jimmy White gets his first point of the evening. Jamie Burgoyne says, I'll have to check it out. I've not long finished Scunthorpe Hasta Lee Moretti, which was a great read. That's interesting. I didn't know. Oh, actually, yes, sorry, Burgoyne. I remember you shared a picture of it the other day with the book. So, I must have missed that because White's on 3 points. He must have got the yellow. As he's now on the red. And he's played it safe again. To get it onto the top cushion, near the top cushion, that is. I'll have to... What's that Scunthorpe book all about, Burgoyne? Is it about the history of the club or a certain period? But yeah, sports books are very inspiring to read, but it's a lot. My only problem is with sport books is that there's a lot of books out there that just tells you the story of most of the things that you already saw happen in front of you. Like, I remember once there was this one book about Spanish football when they won the World Cup in 2010, and you just knew by reading the back of the book, you know, which most people do before they buy it, which is a preview of what you should expect when reading the book. And it just made me think, it's just about what happened at the World Cup, which, quite frankly, I watched anyway. So am I going to get anything out of the book? I'm probably wrong, but I just feel like there's a lot of books that just reflect on things that, quite frankly, anyone can write about. Just as long as you've got the patience to write like 200 pages at least of it. But yeah, there are some good sport books, but I think there are some that are quite the same old, really. Just trying to think of other ones I've read, Burgoyne. I've got some in here. I've got one. There's a good book called The Nowhere Men that I've been reading. That I haven't finished it yet, but it's about like stories that scouts have not shared before. Football scouts. That's a good one. They call them the Nowhere Men because obviously scouts don't really get mentioned or credited for players that come into a club, especially the big clubs. Terry Patterson says he's 8 miles from Newcastle upon Tyne. My family are from there. Well, Stoke, but Newcastle upon Tyne's nearby. Well, no, wait, no, what am I saying? Newcastle under Lyme's nearby, isn't it? I get mixed up between the two. Jimmy White on 7, Knowles on 1. And he's been able to make the red there, but he might have set up White. Gabby asking, how's your day been, Jamie? Normal work day, literally working in this seat, working from home. And I have done for nearly 14 months now, which you get used to, but you do miss seeing people's faces. So yeah, it's been an alright day. Glad it's Friday. In case you're wondering what our schedule is tomorrow, we've got the F1 qualifying watch along, followed by Bayern Munich versus Borussia Mönchengladbach in the Bundesliga. That's at 5:30 kickoff. That's Joe Stanley will be doing that. How's your day been, Gabby? Let us know. And I will respond to your email. I've been meaning to. Burgoyne's responded. He says it's about a Basque player who moved to Scunthorpe in the mid-90s after being released by Ybor. Doesn't speak English, learns via local dialect, goes on to score at Wembley and gets Scunthorpe promoted. Very interesting. That's very interesting, Burgoyne. It's funny because, you see, stories like that are great to go and buy books for. You know, something different. Something that doesn't get... you don't normally see Scunthorpe United... publicised so much. So that's always good to see. It's something different and it's a story that not many would have known. Unless you're a Scunthorpe fan. Ganboy asks, would there be a free broadcast on the web? I mean, it is. BBC Sport website. If you're used to that, it's on there. It's under the snooker page. bbc.co.uk/sport. So do go on there. And Jamie Burgoyne says it's Alex Calvo Garcia. How old is he? Let me Google him. He's 49 years old. And his goal at Wembley was in 1999. Oh, lovely long shot there from Knowles by getting the red in the bottom left pocket. He didn't take any prisoners with that shot. Oh. He should have the black. Oh, he's missed it. Just before the pocket. Gabby says, yeah, the sooner we go back, the better, really. And my day had been alright, just really tired now, thanks. That's the thing with Friday. Mentally, it makes you tired because you know it's the end of the week. In my eyes, anyway. Terry Patterson saying, looking like a bit of a tactical opener this first frame. Yeah, it is. Which we want to see a bit more competition in these matches. So far, they've been landslides, the ones I've been watching. Jimmy White has gone to sit back down. Mike Barrett says, hi there. Hello, Mike. Hope you're well. How's your day been? Don Key dropping, saying, Gods of Snooker on Sunday at 9 o'clock, not to be missed. Yes, BBC Two. Hopefully I'll have the chance to watch that. I think they've got quite a few interviews on there. Even Gary Lineker features on there as they're talking about snooker when it was in its prime back in the 80s. I mean, do let us know, folks. Why is it snooker? I mean, snooker's still a great sport, of course. People still, it's still a big sport in England at least. But why is it not as big as it used to be in the 80s? Do let us know. Oh, has Jimmy got that? No, just misses it to the left of the middle pocket. And he might have set Tony Knowles up here. Of course, Jimmy White was a 6-time runner-up at the World Snooker Championships, but in the last 2 years he's been in the finals of the World Seniors Championship, and he's been able to win them. So at least he's been able to win at the Crucible. Tony Knowles way off there, trying to go for a long putt. Greg Livingstone says, hi Jamie, have I missed much? No, nothing yet. Knowles has got 8 points, Jimmy's got 7, so it's been an interesting opening frame. I think this could be a very competitive game. Early days though. Oh, Jimmy White might go across the... Yeah, nicely done. Top left pocket. None of them have had a real flow going on yet, or any breaks, really. Should get the blue, yep. And then leaves it for the red on the middle pocket on the right. Terry Patterson has responded to my question, which is saying, I think because the standard is so high these days, that it is very hard to make a breakthrough at top level. I mean, yeah, I mean we've seen the familiar faces of Ronnie, Mark Williams, John Higgins, Selby, and all that over the last 20 years. And I think it just shows how consistent they've been to being sure that anyone that was new to the circuit didn't push them off their perch in a way. I mean, we've had a lot of Asian players try to come through. Ding Junhui, the main starter. But we haven't, luckily, I guess, for English players, we haven't seen any Asians take over yet. So it is good to see that the sport has been adopted in other countries to keep the sport well and truly popular. But we've talked about China making great roads for years, and it's still good to talk about that. But you just wonder, when are we going to finally see an Asian world champion? May never see it. I don't know, but it just shows how hard it is to go up against the masters of snooker, which of course is, as I mentioned, O'Sullivan, John Higgins, Mark Williams, Mark Selby, Neil Robertson, Shaw Murphy, all them lot. Mike Barrett says, snooker was new to TV back then in the 80s. It just caught on with the likes of Alex Higgins. Well, Alex Higgins' character was never to be missed, was it? Oh, Jimmy. Oh, he's popped the black. He had to hit the top cushion to pot the black, but the black was next to the edge of the pocket anyway. And Terry Patterson says, China is making great inroads, and I predict that a world champion will come from there within 5 years. I might have to screenshot that comment, Terry, and talk about that again in 5 years to see if you're right. Who knows? There's one or two youngsters, isn't there, from Asia at the moment who are proving to be the future. Yeah, Jimmy's playing well now. I've not seen much of Jimmy White over the last few years, to tell you the truth. Yeah, Mike Barrett says China players come and go, but there is a lot of them. Absolutely. There's always one or two who make the World Championships, no doubt about that. Oh, Jimmy's missed the red. Into the bottom left pocket. Terry Patterson asks, what about Pot Black? Yeah, Pot Black hasn't been around for ages. Talking, what, 2 decades maybe? Knowles should get that red. Yeah, but his position shot was terrible. I think he'll have to play safe here after that. They've just replayed Jimmy White's missed red. Greg Livingstone says there is a young Chinese player who is unbelievable. He's only 21. He could win a couple of championships in the future. Mahesh M. Shetty asks, any chances of Tony winning? Early days yet, Mahesh. But this first frame has shown that anyone could win the opening frame. Jimmy White looks more up for it, but Tony Knowles is giving it a good go. Again, early days. And Tony Knowles having to... Well, he's standing behind the top cushion. And he's having to get, like, probably the biggest extension for his cue to try and reach the cue ball over the reds. If you haven't yet, folks, do subscribe to the channel if you love your snooker. This is the channel to follow on YouTube. We do snooker watch-alongs as well as other sports. And Tony Knowles here with a tricky situation to try and at least get to the black. Mahesh asking what the score is. It's currently both players on 0 frames at the moment. Jimmy White on 29, Knowles on 16, and Jimmy White has come back to the table after Knowles has been able to get to the black, but it was an attempted safety shot. He couldn't do much about it really with the extensions he had to use. It was a bit of a nightmare for him. Terry Patterson says, a Chinese lady made a 147 recently. Wow. Good on her. He says, so lady snooker is improving too. Rihanna Evans and a Chinese girl have qualified for the main tour. That is fantastic to see. Rihanna Evans, is that the one that everyone's been talking about? Is that the one who was a pundit recently on the BBC Sport coverage during the World Championships? And Greg Livingstone says, the Chinese are good at every sport except football. Yeah, it's, in all fairness, you never really talk about any ex or current legendary Chinese footballers, let's be honest. Normally we talk about Japan and South Korea being the best in football. When it comes to Asian football, that is. And the ball's next to the top cushion, next to the yellow at the moment. Tony Knowles now back on the table. He's 13 points behind, but this has been a interesting frame so far. And he's trying to go for the double, and he's just missed it. The right middle pocket. Mahesh M. Shetty asking, how is Tony Knowles playing right now? They're both just playing safe at the moment, really, Mahesh. They're just waiting for one of them to crack and give them a setup. So I'd say they're both playing similar styles. And Terry Patterson says, yes, Jamie, in terms of Rihanna Evans. Yeah, Rihanna Evans I've heard about over the last 4 or 5 years, I'd say. And it is great to see that in snooker you can mix women and men in the same sport. I think it's great. And I welcome more women into snooker. I'd love to see whether it's Rihanna Evans or another female snooker player to make it onto the main draw of the World Snooker Championship, because that would be history right there, and I would love to see it. Jimmy White, has he got the red? Yes, he has. Where's the cue ball going? He should get himself on the black here for the bottom left pocket. So he's now on 30, 14 ahead of Knowles. Could this be the moment for him to try and take control of the table and take the first frame? He will be the favourite for this match. Oh, has he missed the black again? He has. He can't get that black. That's twice now he's been missing the black on the bottom left pocket. And has he left Tony Knowles anything? I think he has. The bottom red towards the bottom bottom right pocket. He's taking his time, but he's got it. Yep, no problem. And the cue ball is travelling up to the top half of the table. And Tay Patterson says, same with mixed referees. I think it's good for the game. Yeah, it is fantastic. We've had a couple of female referees, haven't we, on the main tour? We had one during the World Championships last week, which wasn't the first time. They were there last year as well, and the year before that, if I can remember. Now there's a black right on the pocket here for Knowles. He should get it to be on a break of 8. Yep, he does. But he hasn't. I don't think he's thought too much about his shot after that, because there's no obvious reds for him here. But I think that's the thing with the senior championship. It is a bit more chilled out and less quality of the main tour, of course, but oh, he's going to play safe. Oh, nice shot right next to the yellow one on the top cushion there from Tony Knowles. What will Tony Knowles do here? Because he's got it on the top cushion at the moment. There's still 5 reds to be played on this table. Oh, cue ball nearly went into the bottom left pocket. Oh, and Jimmy White's got the cue ball in the pocket after he popped the red. So that'll be 4 points, sorry, for Mr. Knowles. And Knowles is playing it on the left of the D. Should get the red. Nope. I think the shot was a bit too challenging for him at the end. Gave it a good go. Has he left anything for Jimmy? He might have done. His face changed a little bit there. Greg Livingstone saying, Jamie, did you know that Kazuki Honda, who still plays football, plays a team in Azerbaijan called Neftki? He's probably one of the Japanese greatest players, legend in Japan. He's only 34. Yeah, I remember Kazuki Honda. And I remember he scored an absolute riveting free kick at the 2010 World Cup. But yeah, I remember when Kazuki Honda had a spell at AC Milan as well a few years back. Terry Patterson asking, who is good to run World Snooker now that Barry Hearn has stepped down? No idea. I don't think you can replace him, really. He's irreplaceable. He's pretty much put snooker on the map, Barry Hearn. Be interested to see how World Snooker operates going forward. But he says he's retiring, but you can't really see Barry Hearn retiring, can you? Shannon Heinzman asking, how does this work? Is this like a simulation or something? So this is a watch along. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of watch alongs on YouTube before, but watch alongs are normally just watching the event together, which of course for this it's Jimmy White versus Tony Knowles at the World Seniors Snooker Championship. There's 2 reds left on the table. Jimmy White on 41 at the moment, while Tony Knowles is on 28 in this first frame. And neither of them are getting anything right here. It's been, in terms of your quality of snooker, hasn't been great so far. Hasn't been a flow going at all. Not seen any high breaks or anything. But I think this just might be exactly what to expect in this match, where it could be a very tight affair. Tony Knowles he hasn't got anything set up here, but he's just double kiss on the red, and because of that, I think he's just set Jimmy White up here. The red's left just above the black in the middle of the table, which Jimmy has got the line of sight to get it in the bottom right pocket, and he should be able to set up the black after that. And yep, he'll go for that red. And he's got it. And instead he set himself out. He has set himself up for a straight pink down into the bottom left pocket. He's going to need his rest from under the table, which of course the referee can't pick it up for them as they used to because of COVID procedures. Nice pot on the pink there to set up the red very nicely on the cushion. Great shot there from Jimmy. And this might just be the visit to the table that will win him the opening frame. Still a lot to do. Straight shots, not always easy on a cushion on the red. He's got it though. Into the bottom right pocket. Now the black, maybe. Before he has to go and be himself on the first frame. Sorry, what am I saying? Terry Patterson says, scrappy first frame. Jimmy better pull his wig up and get on with it. Well, he's 28 ahead with 27 remaining, so Knowles would need a foul at least from Jimmy White if he has any chance to come back to the table. And he's going to go for the red. Sorry, not the red, the yellow, to start clearing up the table. Shannon saying, okay, so we can't see the match, only the score. Yeah, only the score. That's the live scoring below me. And you basically comment on the match for us, correct? Yeah, that's spot on, Shannon. Pretty much that. But of course, do get your messages through on the live chat page, because we all talk snooker here on the live chat page. So don't be shy. Always happy to talk to you all while watching it as well. Mainly giving you a shout out, that's what it is. And Shannon saying, sorry, this is all new to me. No need to apologise. Jimmy White is now just got the blue, the pink and the black left to seal the frame, which looks to be so. As Terry said before, it's been a bit scrappy. Oh, he's missed the blue. He hit it too hard because he wanted to set up the pink, but I think Tony Knowles will concede. No, he won't. Because Knowles is on 28 and White's on 65. He needs a snooker. Needs one or two snookers on. He's missed the blue anyway. So he's conceded the frame. That was a terrible... he may as well have just conceded the frame before he even took the shot. So one frame in, and it's Jimmy White who takes the lead. Jimmy White 1, Tony Knowles 0. Pancake Negi asking, do we have the link to watch? It's on the BBC Sport website. Hey, up Ronnie O'Sullivan's in the house. Not sure why. He might be here to watch Jimmy White since he's good mates with Jimmy White.
Are they the types of players you used to watch growing up?
Yeah, of course. He was the man, wasn't he? You know, and Jimmy obviously, and JP, John Parrott, Darren Moore. They're just all great players. You know, brilliant for a sport. You know, so yeah, it's just good to be here, and obviously not playing, which is great. So I can just enjoy it, relax, and enjoy it.
Do you think we might tempt you into the seniors at some stage down the line?
If at some point I'm allowed to play in it while I'm a professional, I mean, if I could play in it now, I would. You know, it's just nice to be playing. You know, and yeah, I mean, it'd be great. You know, I'd love to be able to participate in this tournament. So yeah, it's got stronger and stronger every year, and Jason's done a great job. You know, and all the players love it. You know, whereas before it was, you know, just playing in some snooker club wherever it was. But now, you know, can't get much better than the Crucible.
Are you just up for the night, or are you staying for the whole weekend?
I'm going to stay till Sunday. I've got a little bit of running to do. I kind of got hooked on the fell running up mountains. So I thought while I'm down here doing a little bit of work, might as well catch a bit of running. And we've had the shop down here for while the World Championships was going on. So we've kind of extended that for another month. So yeah, going to get a bit involved in that. And a few bits and pieces to do while I'm here.
The shop seems to have really captured people's imagination. It's been a good move.
I think it's been good, because some people they want a T-shirt, they want a mug or whatever it is. There's so many. It's been so good because the amount of people that have wanted different things. So yeah, we're looking for every tournament now to do it. And probably have a shop at York, the Masters, Ali Pali. Obviously Germany, Austria, and China are obvious places to do it. But hopefully, we're having all events. So yeah, it's just good for the fans, people when they come and watch snooker to be able to buy some presents and gifts for people that wasn't able to make the event.
Great stuff. Good to have you here. Cheers, Ronnie.
Cheers, Rob.
Well, that was good to hear Ronnie O'Sullivan. So in case you're wondering, that was Ronnie O'Sullivan just being interviewed by Rob Walker. And he's here at the Crucible watching the match. As he says he's here till Sunday, and he was talking about his shop, which is at Meadow Hall, which is in Sheffield, and he's kept it open for another 4 weeks after the World Championship. So definitely a cool shop to go to. He's also got it online, because I follow Ronnie O'Sullivan on Instagram, and I noticed he had the shop open ahead of the World Championships a few weeks ago, and it seems to be very popular. But who doesn't love Ronnie? Ronnie's great. Ronnie's an absolute legend to the sport. I know some people may not like his attitude sometimes, but look, he's great. So anyway, frame 2 has started. Do get in touch on the live chat page, folks. Let's read more of your comments. IGC Hen saying Tony Knowles is 65 years old. Viper says hi. Hey Viper, how's it going? Where you from, Viper? I don't know if we've had you on the chat page before, so welcome. Hope you're enjoying it. Gabby says, have a good night, Jamie. I'm off. Thanks, Gabby. You have a good one. Don K Droppings. Hey Don, how's it going? Says Dennis reckons Tony is wearing well for 65. To me, he looks like he's spent lockdown sleeping under a bridge. Oh dear. I know what you mean though. He looks rough. Shannon Heinzman has got in touch again saying, how nice. I'm a snooker/pool player myself. I'm delighted to see you're bringing the legends back. Thanks for staying with us, Shannon. Where are you from, Shannon? Let us know. What do you prefer, pool or snooker? Which one do you think you're better at? Ian Greenwood says, hi, Jamie. Hi, Ian. With your Chelsea badge as your profile picture on YouTube, Ian. You've not had a bad week as a Chelsea supporter, have you? IGC Hen says, Tony Knowles has 2 ranking titles and 2 non-ranking titles in his snooker career. Terry Patterson says, seeing Ronnie in the senior championships would improve the standard. Absolutely. I don't think he needs to be there just yet. Greg asking me as well, what was the Japanese player who played for Man United and Dortmund? He plays for a team in Greece called PAOK. That is Shinji Kagawa. He was only at United for 1 season, if I can remember. I've noticed Shannon's responded to your comment, Greg, and says that was Park. Sorry, she's saying she thinks it was Park. Ji-sung Park was South Korean, and he was at United for a good few years. No points on the board yet in this one. But if you've just joined us, Jimmy White won the opening frame. This is a best of 5, so whoever gets to 3 frames first will head to the next round, which will be the quarterfinals, which start tomorrow. This is the penultimate match of the first round. Actually, the other thing, as Ronnie O'Sullivan mentioned in that interview just there, saying he's doing a bit of mountain running, and he has been posting some photos on his Instagram, him in action doing a bit of running, which I mentioned before in this stream, that he did do a book about at least 8 years ago now, which was all about him getting into running while also balancing it with snooker. There's more comments. Ian Greenwood saying Kagawa. Greg Livingstone saying, was Park not at Swansea after he left Man United? No, he went to QPR. I can't remember if he retired after QPR or if he went somewhere else. Ian Greenwood asking, is it on TV? It's on the BBC Red button, BBC iPlayer and the BBC Sport website. It's not on Eurosport though. Jimmy White going for the red to get the first point of this frame. And he put that in the top left pocket while all the other reds are back pretty much where they start. And he's going to go for the brown here for the top right pocket. And he'll travel it down to set up a red. Yeah, that should do it. Spot on there from Jimmy. He's now on 5. Shannon says, I am from the Netherlands. All right. Hello. Whereabouts in the Netherlands are you based, Shannon? Is it Amsterdam? I have been to the Netherlands, and that was Amsterdam about 5 years ago to celebrate my mate's birthday. And of course, Rotterdam, in a few weeks' time, is hosting the Eurovision Song Contest. She says, I'm from the Netherlands and I started playing snooker when I was 9. I switched over to pool when I was 14 and became Dutch champion twice. So I would say pool suits me better in the end. Wow. Fair play, Shannon. Well done to you. She also says, but snooker has a special place in my heart. Well, thank you for joining us, Shannon. That's you'll have to come on to the channel. We'll have to do an interview with you. Oh, and Shannon is from Rotterdam as well. Rotterdam, born and raised, as I mentioned, that they're hosting Eurovision. You're not going, are you, at all, Shannon? I know they've got some tickets going on there, I believe, but it won't be a full capacity in the arena, sadly. Actually, Shannon, I know this may sound a bit weird, but I'm going to Google you. Because I would have thought maybe if you are pool champion, it'd be interesting to see if maybe you're made it in the news in the Netherlands, maybe. Actually, Shannon, if there's any news stories, do put it in the chat page. Back with the game, and Jimmy White is cruising a little bit more here. He separates the reds after potting the black, and he should be okay. He's got it riled deep into the reds, but there's a few reds around that he should be able to. Terry Patterson. This is a good comment from Terry. I completely agree with this. Terry saying a lot of players could take a leaf out of Ronnie's book. There are a lot of overweight players in the game. Not a good image for the sport. And again, this is what I mean. That book he did about running was so good to read. And it just made, despite people that look at Ronnie as a ticking bomb in terms of what he says to the media now and again about snooker, and the fact that he sometimes turns up to the tournaments and says he doesn't really want to play. He's just here to pick up a check in a way. you know, at the end of the day, the guy I think's got the right frame of mind most of the time. Just sometimes it's not always when you watch him play snooker. But yeah, he looks very good. He looks very good, Ronnie. He looks young as well at his age, and he's what, 45? So yeah. Shannon says, I would be honoured. She says, no, I can't go to the Eurovision Song Contest because I live in the States. I fell in love and got married. Hasn't happened to me yet. Jimmy White on 39 as he's just popped the pink. Few reds to go still. There's still 9 to go. Stephen Jeff says, hello, Jamie. Hello, Stephen. How's your day been? Frank the Young saying, it is a mind game. It certainly is, Frank. And playing snooker on a Friday night is a dangerous game. Shannon says, me and my wife share an account. My wife is Shannon. You might find me if you Google Michael Heinzman. That's me. I do apologise, Michael. I thought you were a girl. Not that no, it's a problem that you're a man. Of course not. What do you do in the States, Michael? Let me Google you. I can't find anything. You should share a link in the live chat page. Jimmy White's still on the table. He's on 52 now. And, of course, if he goes on to win this frame, he will just need one more frame to head to the next round. This is only a best of 5, so it's a very short format. Still a few reds left to go, though. Pots another one and should set up the pink because the black is placed where the green is normally because one of the reds was covering where the black originally is on the bottom table. So he's having to play with the pink at the moment. Greg Livingstone says, Jamie, do you know the South Korean player who played for Swansea when they were in the Premier League and played for Newcastle? I think his name was Key. Yeah, I think it was, Greg. It definitely wasn't Park, because Park went to QPR after Man United, which was a weird transfer. White now on 60, and he's going to go for the blue, I think. Yep, in the middle. But only Tony Knowles can do is watch. Oh no, he's going to go for the pink, sorry. Which he gets. Nicely set up for another red. Michael. Sorry, Michael. You'll have to create your own account. Then it won't be confusing. Saying, I'm happily married. I just bought a house together, but I would love to move back to Holland to live out our lives. Whereabouts in the States? Rui Eduardo Martins de Silva. Hey Rui, who's watching from Brazil, says hi. Hope you're well. How's your day been? Hero Creature saying, think there are a lot of people who, like me, who play pool but only watch snooker. Guess snooker is more interesting to watch due to its difficulty. I'm on the same boat as you, Hero Creature. I'm exactly the same. I'd play pool no problem at the pub or a local club or whatever. But snooker, in my eyes, is not that accessible, is it? Because of how big the tables are, most, not many. If anyone didn't know, in English pubs, you're not really going to have a snooker table. It's always going to be a pool table, just because of the size difference, and trying to find room for a snooker table is impossible for most pubs. But yeah, pool's the sport to start off with, and then maybe snooker afterwards if you took it seriously. I don't play snooker. The last time I actually approached a snooker table was 4 years ago, and that was 1 or 2 visits. So I think with snooker, if you regularly play it, I think you can only get better from when you start it off, but it's whether or not you've got the vision, in a way. So Jimmy White on 72, and he's had to finish there. Tony Knowles on 0, and there's still 4 reds left and the colours to go. I'm not sure points-wise if that's enough for Tony Knowles. I'd imagine he can still do it. Terry says, I've had a great life, boxer for 22 years, DSE area snooker champ 5 times, snooker ref and WPS snooker coach, now an all-firm playwright. That's fantastic, Terry. Nice one. What was it like being a snooker ref, Terry? Because I nearly, probably 1 year after the World Championships has finished, as you'd expect when you watch it on TV, you do get quite inspired to get involved, whether that's playing or doing something else. But yeah, Terry, what's it like being a snooker ref? Is it easy? Is it quite challenging? What can you expect? Can people actually get into snooker refereeing? Is it, because I nearly did it. I nearly joined the course. I nearly joined a course, but I didn't go through with it because I was finishing university, and to be honest, I needed a job. So I think now I'll definitely look into it since I've sorted all that. Just whether or not I've got the time to, I guess. But also, Terry, for someone like me who might want to give snooker a go just for fun for now, what advice would you have for them? Would you tell them to join a snooker club or to be realistic with it? Let us know. Michael. I will call you Michael. I'll try and remember that. Michael says, I'll subscribe to your channel. Oh, thanks, Michael. I played tournaments in Nebraska, in Omaha, and we streamed them a lot. So I'll try to send you a link after we streamed the tournament if you're interested. Yes. Do send me a link, Michael. If you've got a link to it now, that'd be great. But Michael, we do have an email address that you can contact the channel on. Let me drop it in the live chat page. So just send us an email to this address, which is letstalksport655@gmail.com. Now, Knowles is on 13 with 2 reds left, and he's trying to chase down Jimmy White's score of 72. Gets the black, and the cue ball's gone into the pocket, and that might have just given Jimmy White the frame, maybe. And he has conceded. So, Jimmy White now leading by 2-0 against Tony Knowles, and he is just 1 frame away from reaching the next round. And if Jimmy White wins the next frame, then that'll be the 3rd match in a row today that every match that's happened at the Crucible today has been a one-sider in a way, because they've all been 3-0 matches. So we're just waiting for the 3rd frame to start. So Darren Morgan will play either the winner of Jimmy White and Tony Knowles. Stephen Hendry will play either the winner of John Parrott or Igor Figueiredo. So that's the next match after this. Of course, John Parrott, these days known as one of the main pundits and commentators of snooker, especially for the BBC when they do the major tournaments. Greg says, I'm so bored. My TV is showing me on channel and it showed me the Scottish Parliament election. Oh dear. Yep, election day, wasn't it, yesterday? The results coming through today in England and Scotland and Wales and all that. Michael says, I'll do that. Thank you. Cheers, Michael. Yeah, just send me an email, mate. And at least then I've got your address. So, yeah, I'd be more than happy to see your streams. Anyone else that is involved in pool or snooker and wants to promote what they do, you know, we're more than happy to do it here on Let's Talk Sport, because it's great to touch base with an audience like snooker and pool from our channel. Oh, he's just got the red, Tony Knowles, as a safety shot. He nearly missed it, but the cue ball's going right in the pocket. No, it just stayed out. Graham Mark saying, I played pool against Kirk Stevens at my local club. He only just beat me in the black. Oh, that's annoying. You do hear that though, don't you? There's always like exhibition tournaments and stuff, you know, when they come and meet the fans at a local club, and it's always one of the local players just loses to them. It's always so close. And that's what I love about exhibitions. I've never been to one, but I'd love to go and see it. Nikki Maloney, hello Nikki, saying I'm gay. Nothing wrong with that. And says I snooker table. So is this match going to only have one frame more, or could Tony Knowles get at least a frame back here against Jimmy White, as he's on the cue ball right now? It's behind the brown, but he's going to go for the red near the bottom right pocket. It's going to be a big shot, this. He's played it safe. He's hit the left of the red and made sure the white comes back to the top of the table. Terry Patterson saying, I'm just happy. Can't go wrong with that, Terry. Can't go wrong with being happy. That's all that matters. Be sure to subscribe and like this stream, folks, if you're enjoying this snooker watch along. If you love your other sports as well, we most likely cover them as a watch along. We're doing the F1 and the football this weekend, as well as this World Seniors Snooker Championship. Rui Eduardo Martins de Silva asking why the matches in Tournament Senior only 5 frames, could be more, maybe best 11 like in the Masters. Well, I think the final for this tournament is best of 9, according to snooker.org. And I think the next round is best of 7. I think. I might be wrong. But there are more frames the further this tournament goes, at least. Well, I know what you mean, best of 5. You're talking maybe an hour and a half of snooker if it's one-sided. And Tony Knowles will get it back onto the top half of the table again. Safety play from both players. No one has been able to pot a ball yet. Hero Creature says, Ronnie's already playing exhibition in his professional matches. Imagine the actual exhibition matches. How fun would that be? Haha. Yeah. Mike Barrett asking me, are you showing John Parrott match after this? To be honest, probably not. Not on the watch along. I may watch it afterwards. But I was just going to do this match, hence the video title and the thumbnail that I used. But there'll be more snooker over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. It's definitely Sunday for the final. Hopefully I'm free tomorrow at some point in the evening. But yeah, it'd be good to watch a bit of John Parrott. I haven't watched John Parrott in a while. I think my dad went to an exhibition once between John Parrott and Steve Davis back in the 90s, I think. And I think this was days after John Parrott beat Steve Davis, I think, or the other way around at the World Championship. So it must have been quite interesting for my dad to see two players that only just days before were competing together in the final of the World Snooker Championship. So he had good tickets for that. I'll have to find out from him what year it was. Michael Heinzman saying, question, who do you think deserves the title world champion the most? Only non-world champions, please. Jimmy White, probably. 6 world championship finals. Didn't get any of them. I guess for me it would be Jimmy White. It's a good question, but I would say Jimmy White because he's been so close. But I always look at the whole Jimmy White thing like Andy Murray, the tennis player, because Andy Murray was at 5 Australian Open finals and he lost all of them. Most of them to Novak Djokovic and one of them to Federer, I think. Terry Patterson saying, some good banter on here tonight, Jamie. Thank you all. Yeah, you're very welcome, Terry. Sorry to hear that, Nikki, saying I have ADHD symptoms of spice. Saying I am 12 years old. Michael Heinzman saying Jimmy White easily agreed. Yeah. It's hard to go against that. I'm sure there's other players that deserve it as well that didn't win it, but for me it's Jimmy White. If we're talking the most, anyway. Tony Knowles, can he get this long shot with the red? Yes, he can. We finally have a point on the table. But again, he hasn't really set himself up here with the black. The angle's against him for the bottom right pocket. Nikki saying, I had my COVID-19 jab. Don Key dropping saying, I've got a few quid on Parrot to win tonight. One bookie has Figueiredo at 500 to 1, which is ludicrous. 1 to 500 was it? That, my God. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, folks, and to give us a like. We really appreciate the support. Currently only 1 point that separates White and Knowles in this third frame, because Knowles is the only one that has been able to pot a red so far. And Tony Knowles might have a chance here for one of the reds on the for the far right pocket. Maybe, just maybe. His long pots haven't been the best so far. Nicky Maloney saying, I have 2 snooker tables. I mean, if that's true, that's pretty cool. I wished I had one, especially during the 12 months of lockdown that we've had. It would have certainly got me through it more. Because I haven't played pool or snooker or anything since before we had COVID come in. I haven't been able to do it at the pubs because weren't allowed yet to stay next to you, stay on your tables. Which will be the case when you can even go inside the pubs in a week's time. Greg Livingstone saying, Jamie, did not Kei Sung Young play for United as well, or was Ji-Sung Park the only South Korean player to have played at Man United? I think he was the only player. I think it was only Park. I don't remember Kei Sung Young being in there. Definitely, I think I would have remembered that. Still just the 1 point from Knowles so far. And he's got the red. And he's now on 2. Sets himself up for the green if he wants to go for that one for the top right pocket. As he strokes his hair back to put it behind his ears. Lockdown hair maybe. Mike Barrett saying Figueiredo is still on main tour, isn't he? He is, Mike. I'm sure he is. I'm sure I think one of you said that yesterday as well. Michael asking me, what about you, my friend? Do you play snooker or pool? And how did you get into it? To be honest, I've played snooker like 3 or 4 times on a snooker table, so I can't really say I've played snooker as a regular. But before COVID, I was always playing pool. I've played pool for like 15 years on and off. Like when I was growing up, I'd go to a youth club down the road and they had a pool table. And that's when I picked it up, really. But I also had like mini toy sets of pool tables to play snooker or pool on at home. So whenever the snooker was on at home in the front room, I'd be playing that while that was on just because it made you really want to play. So for me, it's mainly been pool. And I'll be honest, I don't think I'm that bad. I probably win more than I lose, but in all fairness, this is against friends, so it's not against other people who play competitively. But I'd like to say maybe I should give it more of a go, pool at least. Maybe play a bit more snooker and actually get used to a snooker table and see if I can do anything with it. So I've been thinking about it for the last couple of weeks since watching the World Championship snooker, which is to play more regular snooker at the local snooker club. So if anyone has any tips or advice for someone like me that wants to give it a go, do give me a shout. So Jimmy White's finally got points on the board. He's on 3 at the moment while Knowles is on 5. got the red into the bottom right pocket. Loads of reds onto the right, near the right pocket at the moment. Interesting frame. I'm wondering if Jimmy White will seal this frame and seal the match, because I've drank at least 2 big glasses of black currant and orange juice during this watch along so far tonight, and I actually started to think I need the toilet. But I reckon I can hold it in until the end of this frame. Question is, will we have another frame after it? That's if Tony Knowles wins. Jimmy White now on 11 after he popped the black. And he's got the red in the middle pocket. Nice shot there from Jimmy. And he's put the cue ball on back near the top with the blue. Jimmy White finishes on 12 as Tony Knowles comes back to the table. He's on 5. Of course, Jimmy knows he's 1 frame away from heading to the next round in his defence of the World Seniors Snooker title. And he's got the red, Mr. Knowles, and I think he might be alright with the black here. I've just changed my camera, folks, and I'm having the real stress with this streaming where the mic and the camera that I've used, because I've got a new mic, which the mic is always level with whatever camera I use, but it's just the camera is always out of sync on my OBS streaming. So I'm trying it again now, but it's just never in sync. So I'm trying to figure out how to fix that, because it's just not happening for me at the moment. Wilson Nunes de Silva says, hello, I am from Brazil, and Igor Figueiredo is playing in this tournament. Yes, he certainly is, representing Brazil. And I believe he's been in the UK since January. And he's popped the red with a plant there. Tony Knowles, he's now on 14, 2 ahead of Jimmy White. But his placement shots from Tony Knowles, I'm sorry, but it's pretty poor to watch. I feel like he's guessing. Don Key dropping, saying Darren Morgan would do well to go on one of Ronnie's mountain runs. He hasn't half put on the beef. I'm just going to mute my mic for a moment, folks. Sorry about that, folks. Hope that's delayed the sound a little bit towards the camera. Flash Goon is saying, who would win in a fight? 1 Joe Stanley-sized duck or 10 duck-sized Joe Stanleys? Flash Gooners, I know that's you, Burgoyne. And Tony Knowles has got the red. It's just 2 ahead of Jimmy White. This is going to be a tight frame. And Knowles has to win this frame to stay in this match. And he's got himself on the black. He hasn't had a flow going on in this match yet, Knowles. So it needs to be now or never, I think. Sorry, I've been meaning to read your comments, Michael, which was, that's awesome to hear. It's really a sport that grabs you by the neck and makes you come back for more. The main tip I could give you is to train hard on your stance, your line, and the distance between you and the cue ball. Thanks for that advice, Michael. Terry Patterson says, let's hope Jimmy gets back to the table, Jamie, or you'll have a trail running down your leg. Yes. Let's hope not. Live on YouTube, that would be very embarrassing. Gabby is back saying, hey, I'm back. How's the match been? Well, currently Jimmy White has won the first 2 frames, but it looks as though Tony Knowles is going on to win his first frame of the game. If he can clear up, he's on 36 while White is on 13. Still 3 reds left on the table. Right, I think I've sorted out the mic and the camera being in sync. Knowles, Mike Barrett saying Knowles in here, what can he do? Well, Jimmy White is back on the table because Knowles finished on 43. White's just put a red in the bottom left pocket and is going to go for the black. Jimmy White knows that if he wants to steal this frame, he might have to do this all in one go. Now, he hasn't got any potable reds unless he tries to do a double on the red that's on the right cushion. And if he can double it, he would get it into the bottom, not in the bottom, the middle left pocket. No, instead he's going to play the red on the bottom cushion, but the blue's in the way. And, ooh, I think he's done quite a good shot there, actually. Oh, actually, no, I'll say that. Knowles should be able to get this. Snook Dog saying they should have senior Olympics. Well, they have talked about that, haven't they? They had this debate a few years ago. I remember they interviewed some of the main snooker players and asked would they welcome oh, what was it? The Olympics, you know, would they compete in it if it was possible? And snooker have, I think, like World Snooker have tried to apply for it to be an Olympic sport, but I think a lot of the players weren't so fussed about it being, you know, having snooker at the Olympics. So I think if the players can't get behind it, I don't think you're going to have much luck making it happen. Who's going to win this third frame then? Jimmy White on 21, Knowles on 43. 22 points separating the two at the moment. Knowles didn't get the red in the top left pocket. Still two reds left on the table before they would go to the collars. Colours, not collars, what am I saying? Flash Gunner is asking, Jamie, are you streaming tomorrow night? Not sure yet, to tell you the truth. But in case people are wondering what watch-alongs we're doing tomorrow, we're doing 2 watch-alongs tomorrow at least. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock we're doing the F1 qualifying for the Spanish Grand Prix, so do join me and Jack for that. Followed by Joe Stanley hosting the watch-along for Bayern Munich versus Butcher Mönchengladbach. That kicks off at 5:30 UK time in the Bundesliga. Johnson Hemingway saying, I'd like to see Jimmy White do javelin throw. That's so random. But why not? Maybe we should ask him. Michael says, it was a pleasure to meet you. I'll be sending you a link soon. Cheers, Michael. Good luck with your channel. Thanks, Mike. Nice to speak to you. Tay Patterson says 43 left then on the table. It's whoever strikes first, I think, then. Flash Gun is saying, I might be free tomorrow for like an hour or so. If you need me, drop me a DM. Signing out in a minute, 3 a.m. start. Oh, have a good shift, Jamie. I'll let you know, mate. I'll let you know, because I don't know yet. Mike Barrett asking me, what's your favourite sport? It is football, Mike. Football is my favourite, always has been. What's your favourite sport, Mike? Let us know, folks. What is your favourite sport? I'd imagine a lot of you will probably say snooker. Let me just test the mic out again. Johnson Hemingway saying that would be his Olympic event, or the pole vault. Jimmy White lining up his pole vault and he's face planted the pole. Gabby says to Mike Barrett, I was literally about to ask that. Don saying, good luck to Billy Joe Saunders tomorrow night. Yeah, he takes on Canelo, doesn't he? Or is it Canelo? I don't know how you pronounce it. The Mexican. He says if he puts Alvarez down in every round, he might nick a draw. Terry Patterson says his favourite is boxing. Johnson Hemingway saying, Jamie, do you ever do tennis watch-alongs? That's my favourite sport. Yes, we plan to do the French Open at least. I have done only one tennis watch-along so far, which was a Dan Evans match at the Miami Masters about a couple of months ago. So we'll definitely be trying to do a few matches during the French Open in a few weeks, so do join us for that. Meanwhile, this frame's now with Jimmy White, it seems, as he's pot the black. He's on 29 now, so he's only 14 behind. Can he get this red? If he can get this red down the cushion on the right and into the bottom right pocket, he might just go on to clear the table here and win the match. Mike Barrett says, snooker then football. I like tennis as well. Greg says, rugby league is my favourite sport. Actually, funny enough, Greg, I've got a friend of mine called Conrad who is a rugby league commentator, and I'm hoping he can do some of our rugby league on this channel. I don't watch rugby league, unfortunately, but I know a guy who might do it for us. Mike Barrett says, I also like UFC. Well, my good friend Luke has been doing one or two UFC main cards on this channel, so we do that as well. I don't do UFC, but Luke does, so keep an eye out for that, Mike. Now, it looks as though Knowles might go on to win this now because he's just popped the red. And now he's on to the colours. He's on a break of 8. He'll be on 51 if he gets this black. Black secured. And now, the yellow. There's a brown in the way of his yellow path here for the top left pocket. The yellow's not in its original spot. It's near the top cushion. What's he going to be able to do here, Tony Knowles? Because, in a way, he's kind of cued himself. If the yellow's not there to get from the... Actually, no, he should be able to go around the brown, but it's where he places the cue ball. And he does get the yellow. But he doesn't pot it. It's more for just safety. But Jimmy White, can he go for a long yellow here? And he couldn't get the yellow at all there. This does feel like it'll be Tony Knowles' frame if he can get the next ball. Greg asking, any streams on tomorrow, Jamie? Yes, there will be. We've got the F1 qualifying tomorrow. That's at 2 p.m. for the Spanish Grand Prix, so do join me for that. Followed by Bayern Munich versus Butcher Mucher Gladbach in the evening at 5:30. Johnson Hemingway saying, Jimmy White looks like someone who has trouble weeing. I do need the toilet, Johnson. And Jimmy White has been snookered by Tony Knowles, but he's got the yellow, no problem. It's mainly just safety on this yellow at the moment. No one wants to pot it. Knowles on 51, White on 29. Big frame this for Knowles, because if he doesn't win this one, he goes out. Whoever gets to 3 frames first goes into the next round. Jimmy White back on the table. Yeah, completely agree with what you just said, Mike, saying this frame is taking its time. It's taking a good while. Just want someone to win it, to be honest. Ah, Jimmy couldn't get the yellow. And he may have just set him up here. And he has got that yellow. So Knowles on 53, still to pot the rest of the colours. The green, the brown, the blue, the pink and the black. Just a few more points and he should win the frame. Now then, can he get this green for the top right pocket? Nope, misses that. And he's only gone and invited Jimmy White on the green for the top left pocket. And Jimmy White gets it. Now he sets himself up for the brown, for the top right pocket. But the blue and the pink are next to each other, just past the middle pocket on the right, which isn't easy. I mean, you should get the brown in no problem, but it's what he does with the blue and the pink since they're next to each other, and then you've got the black on the bottom cushion. Won't be easy to clear up here for Jimmy. So he gets the brown, and he's 17 behind. And there's 18 remaining, so pot all of them and he beats him. Tries to go for the blue, he's nowhere near it. But luckily for him, the blue's on the cushion on the left. And it's just not potable for Knowles, so he'll have to play safety. Giuseppe Stebio asking, he won this frame. No one's won it yet. Terry Patterson saying, are you humming that well-known Beautiful Self song, Jamie? I keep it all in. Oh, luckily I'm not that desperate for the toilet just yet. Oh, where's the cue ball going? Oh, Tony Knowles, after all that, he's gone and fouled and given 4 points to Jimmy. And Jimmy will have a chance here. He's 12 points behind now on 41. And he should maybe go on to win. He's going to go for a straight shot on the blue towards the bottom left pocket. Don says, why would anyone want this to be best of 11? Yeah, I know what you mean. The final, I believe, is the best of 11 come Sunday. I mean, I'd love that to be a Ken Doherty, Stephen Hendry final. That's the final I'd like to see, but I don't know if they meet up before it. And Jimmy's got the blue. Now just the pink and the black. And Tony Knowles will, if he concedes this frame, he'll be gutted because he had the chance of getting one back here to stay in this match. Can Jimmy get the pink? Yep, down the middle. And sets himself up for a straight shot on the black. That's on the bottom cushion. And if he gets this black in, it will most likely be the bottom right pocket. And he's got it. That wasn't an easy shot for Jimmy, as he gives the referee the elbow like he will do with the with his opponent Tony Knowles. Not the elbow as in hitting him in the face with the elbow. The new way of shaking hands because of COVID-19. So Jimmy White wins the match 3-0. It's a washout against Tony Knowles, and that is the third match in a row. All three matches so far today have been 3-0 results. It's all been one-sided, but let's hear from Jimmy White.
Yeah, he was a bit of a struggle there, but I think it's the excitement gets to us old boys, you know, when we come to the Crucible, and sometimes it's hard to settle down, but I was pleased to get a long blue in the end and finish it off.
Yeah, classy way to avoid having to play any additional frames, and it did seem as though you were both a little bit nervy in the first.
Yeah, we both missed a few balls, and you know, I've known Tony for so many years. He's such a great player, and if he would have got going a little bit in the first frame when I missed so many, you know, maybe it'd be a different story. But pleased to get through.
And now you turn your attention to the quarter-finals. Darren Morgan played really well in the first round, a rerun of an epic semi-final, and I think you had a last 16 clash back in the day here as well.
I think I beat him in my 2 years ago when I won it. So, you know, listen, Darren Morgan, we've played in many matches over the last 25 years or so. You know, he's a great player, and I'm just pleased to get through that one, and I'll just focus on my own game.
Well done, Jimmy. We'll see you tomorrow in the quarterfinals. Thanks, Jimmy. The defending champion is...
So that's Jimmy White's post-match thoughts after beating Tony Knowles by 3-0. And that pretty much wraps up our live watch-along tonight. But before we go, let's read some more of your comments. Oh, actually, let me just confirm that the match is over on the live chat page. Let's read more of your comments before I go, and I am holding it in as we speak. Mike Barrett saying Knowles thinks he can get on main tour. I don't think so. He's too old now. Don saying, why would anyone want this to be best of 11? Sorry, I've already read that one, haven't I? Mike says, Don, don't be too hard. They are getting on a bit. Yeah, I guess that is true. Greg saying, is the weaker bladder come on, Jamie, if you go to the toilet? No. Terry Patterson says, very poor from both players. Jimmy will have to up his game if he's going to progress. I'd probably have to agree with you. And Gabby says, have a good night, Jamie. Talk soon. Cheers, Gabby. Anyway, folks, I think that wraps up our live watch along tonight for the snooker. Thank you all for joining me and keeping me company throughout that match. So Jimmy White beats Tony Knowles to keep his defence of the World Seniors Snooker Championship going at least until tomorrow. Of course, there's more matches tomorrow, and in case you're wondering what's coming up on the channel, we do have a live F1 qualifying watch-along tomorrow, which is on at 2 o'clock with me and Jack Price, so join us for that, and that's followed by Bayern Munich versus Butcher Mönchengladbach with my mate Joe Stanley in the evening. That kicks off at 5:30, and hopefully we'll try and do some snooker tomorrow night. I don't know which match yet, I need to check the draw, but do keep an eye on the channel. So do subscribe if you haven't already to Let's Talk Sport. It's free to do so, so click that button. And if you enjoyed this watch along, give us a like. Anyway, thank you all. Have a good Friday night, and we'll see you tomorrow.